Alright, hello and welcome to Echoes of Color with Jefferey Morrison. How's it going? We're going to do another WIP and chat here with Dreamer Designs, The Colors of Life by Chuck Pinson. 80 centimeters by 60 centimeters, 31.5 inches by 23.6 inches. 52 colors, including one AB, which stands for Aurora Borealis, and they're an iridescent coated type of drill that sparkles a little brighter than that of regular drills. Yeah, square drill. Yeah, how's it going? All distracted by YouTube. Should have started a WIP and chat a little bit ago, but yeah, sit and watch YouTube. Alright, so we're just on this 900 here. Q symbol. Yeah, I still have a few more. Hopefully your crafting and other endeavors are going well. Been letting my Samsung charge for a bit too, so yeah, just kind of sat here and watched YouTube. Alright, so I'll get the Q symbol going here. Yeah, it's a hot day today, so I ran a couple errands today, but mostly stayed inside. Yeah, there was like a heat advisory, and I think there was like smoke in the air for a bit. So we're still having problems with wildfires up here in Canada, so up in the northern boundaries of the country. So northwest maybe, yeah. BC, yeah, northwest, yeah. Yeah, it looks like the smoke is cleared or the wind has changed over the course of the day. It's a nice sunny day though. But yeah, it's a little too warm for my taste. Alright. Alright, just a few more Q symbols here. It's weird to be on vacation for a week. Yeah. So used to being at work. Look like there are very many of those Qs hanging out. It's a very brief cameo color kind of thing. Oh, there we go. Alright, so hopefully that's all of that red. Okay. 100. Alright, what's our next color here? We'll do this 938 by the looks of it. Yeah, that might very well be a brown. Alright, 938. Yep, it's dark brown. Oops. Okay, 938. Okay. Hopefully your crafting and other endeavors are going well. Just hang out for a bit more. Yeah, it's so easy to get distracted by YouTube. The shorts and everything. Yeah, I haven't done a couple whip and chats in a day for a long time. It's kind of handy being on vacation, but yeah, I just don't know what to do with myself with being on vacation. Just so used to working. Alright, I think a couple of these drills aren't terribly good to use. Okay. Just do that. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so all this is just like shrubbery and near a body of water, small creek or something. This is under the gazebo. Yeah, or like forest floor kind of thing. Okay, well, that's good. Nice, sneaking text. I was given a coffee. Alright, by my dad. Okay. Yeah, I'll just pause for a second. There we go, made it back. Figured I better go get the coffee. Dad I brought. Coffee getting too cold. Oh, cold coffee, not delicious. I like warm coffee. Alright, still doing this brown here. Okay, oh, yeah, there's more up further here. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of double. Oh, yeah. Brown down here still. Alright. Symbols kind of everywhere. Yeah, maybe perhaps after supper I will get on the exercise bike and read another couple chapters of Stone of Tears, the second Sword of Truth book that I kind of just set aside for a while. Did word search. Books, yeah. Terry Goodkind, I believe, was the author of a series of multiple books, Sword of Truth series. So, yeah, I just kept looking at the book, but just like never picked it up. I'm like more than halfway through it. I kind of forgot how detailed it is. There's like only a few things that happen in these books, like fantasy epics, but they really detail conversations with characters and kind of relay history of the world kind of thing. Like you get world lore as you read. Like extensive world building, like pretty cool. And it's just a conversation between two characters, but it's a point in time where history is kind of like spoken. It's like the way of that fantasy world. You survive off of the land kind of thing. It's sophisticated enough for there to be like civilization and cities and all that, but it's still medieval age kind of thing. So not huge on technology or anything, but they do have weapons, which are probably just crafted via blacksmith. They ride horses. Yeah, it's a medieval setting, but yeah, high fantasy. That Sword of Truth has been like around for like ever, but I think it's like a fully complete series, but I'm only on the second book, and I totally forget how many books there are in the series. And I think I already know how it ends, kind of thing. I was looking up on Wikipedia a long time ago. It was just, I get spurts of being interested in reading, and then it just kind of goes away. But I've always done word search. Yeah. was another fantasy series. Robert Jordan, I think, was the other fantasy. Wheel of Time, I think, was the other fantasy series. I have a few books in that series as well. Robert Jordan? Did I initially say Robert Jordan? Yeah. Terry Goodkind. Yeah, it's like those high fantasy kind of novels. And it's nice when you're sitting on an exercise bike and I can listen to music at the same time. But for reading, you just have the book and then you just coast through the pages. The music, I think, elevates my focus. I may have a bit of ADHD. Probably undiagnosed, but I don't know. I find if I have headphones on and music on, I'm not as distracted by background noise or ADD, some sort of attention deficit disorder. But yeah, I can sit for long periods of time and do something and have an extreme focus on it. That can tell you. Yeah, some people may just look at like a high fantasy book, which is like can be 500 or 600 pages or more. Like, these are really thick tomes. These are really thick novels. But that really doesn't seem to bother me. Like, I initially couldn't get through the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like, I tried to start reading it, but just sitting on my bed or whatever, trying to read a book, it just does not work for me. I just end up falling asleep or whatever. I can read a couple really long chapters on an exercise bike with a set of headphones on. Read like 2 or 3 large chapters on the exercise bike versus sitting on my bed trying to read. Just sitting up vertically and being engaged with music and not having any background interference. Yeah, that seems to get my mind to focus on reading. Yeah, Mom believes that I should like just read a little more instead of doing word search. You should be reading for fun. I thought word search involved a little bit more reading and spelling, but I think that it engages the mind, but probably not as much as a novel does, interacting with words on a page and kind of processing what you're trying to read as you go. Your mind kind of pictures the situations and characters, what's going on, forming images in your mind, maybe. I don't know, maybe reading is a little more beneficial than word search, but oh boy. Okay, and I sit down and do a good chunk of word search puzzles. Some days where I just want to chill and just, listen to music for hours. Just so nice. You don't have to worry about anything else for a period of time. But yeah, I get that same sensation with reading a book, reading a novel, when I'm like truly engaged with it. I have to reignite my attention to reading, though. It's not something I do every day. some days I just look at the books that I have on my desk and I'm just like, I just find it daunting some days. It's like, oh, I have to sit here and read through a book. Like, for entertainment, not for school or anything. That was even worse. Reading a book and then relaying what you understand from the text into like a chapter question sheets or whatever. Reading comprehension stuff. Reading comprehension questions. And then there goes the entire enjoyment of a book. Like when you have to answer comprehension questions for school. That was years ago in my case, but still, that just really kills the fun of having to read a book. Because a teacher is expecting you to read a book. I do have one exception of a book that I just refused to read, Wuthering Heights. I was just so frustrated with it. Who's narrating it? I do not care. It's like, I don't know what's going on. This is so weird to me. Book that just totally frustrated me to no end. I did end up reading Hatchet by Gary Paulson for school. I think that's the very first version of an audio book I listened to. That was a well done audiobook, if I remember correctly. It is a short novel, of course, but yeah. That was like truly like, oh, here's like a book you have to read for English class. But yeah, Gary Paulson. Hatchet by Gary Paulson. Yeah. Teenage boy gets on a single engine Cessna flight to go visit his father because his parents are divorced or something. It's like, I'm surprised I remember like any of the parts of the book. But the pilot has a heart attack over a remote part of the wilderness or something. Plane crashes, the pilot passes away, and Brian, the main character, must learn how to survive out in the wilderness. And I think there's a couple more Gary like books in that series that kind of make Brian return to the wilderness, because that's where he felt like he belonged or something. I didn't read the other couple books in that series though. That we're talking like 90s, late 90s, I think, when those books were published. I'm like, whoa. But Hatchet was a book that I could stand reading. Still didn't enjoy the fact that I had to read it for school, but I ended up managing to read it a couple times. Yeah, one of those times was reading it, like just getting a copy and reading it without having to do a book report or something silly with it. And I actually enjoyed it that time. But wow, the book has to be pretty engaging for me to sit down and read, or my mind just has to be in a certain mindset to sit down and read a book, unfortunately. I have like stacks and stacks of novels. If it's like a book series and there's quite a few books to it. I'd rather like feel I should have a good chunk of the collection to good chunk of the books to start reading the series. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, I had all three. It was a box set. So that's fine. Just when I started exercise biking a couple years back, I did pick up the Lord of the Rings and was doing a Lord of the Rings fitness challenge, fully realizing at that time that I could be indoor biking and still completing the fitness challenge and putting the distance that I biked, indoor biked, to complete the distances for each of the 5 medals of the Lord of the Rings challenge. It was a journey, a virtual journey across Middle Earth. And you just inputted your distance data every day before the end of each day to accumulate, like, make your way across Middle Earth virtually, following the story of the Lord of the Rings, like, movies. Like, you get photo postcards of each of the characters, like Gandalf, etc., Frodo, Bilbo. Yeah, you're basically following the journey of the Fellowship and the events of the Lord of the Rings. I did that a couple years ago, and I kind of mentioned that I was doing it on here. It was Conqueror Challenge. They're still available, but I got like the whole bundle at a discount or something. So I went for it. It was one of the first fitness challenges that I did. I kept seeing the Conqueror challenges being advertised. And I think seeing the Lord of the Rings challenges being advertised on Facebook or something a long time ago just caught my attention. And I think it was the fact that you could, that you received the replica of the One Ring in the first medal, and then there was a slot to put the ring in to destroy it once you got to the Mordor medal or Mount Doom medal, whatever it was. Oh gosh, that was a couple years ago, but that's one of the fitness challenge, one of the first fitness challenge medals I've done. Did the Great Wall of China and then a couple other. But then, yeah, realizing now, just doing this Conquer 2025 medal stuff, I initially started with 5,000 kilometers in a year. And I was doing great for a good chunk of time there. So I opted to do 10,000. I'm almost like 10,000 kilometers biking and walking, like physical activity in general. So yeah, I think I'll be done with the Conqueror app once I finish this 10,000 kilometer challenge. It's just not worth the cost anymore. Like, the distances are too small. I can just go my own distance and raise money for charity as I bike daily. $1 per 100 kilometers ridden is kind of my fundraising idea. And yeah, I'm working towards a food bank in town here, raising $50, so riding 5,000 kilometers. No time frame or anything, it's just getting to the 5,000 kilometers and then just selecting another shelter and then just keep riding. Yeah, I'll just naturally continue biking every day. The distance varies, but as long as I close my fitness goal of 250 calories burned, yeah, I'm content. I'm kind of on a streak right now, so as long as I get to 250 calories burned per day, that's just like walking, having my phone on me kind of thing. In my pocket, or having a strap on my leg while I'm exercise biking. It captures the motion of the biking. I learned that a short time ago. And that's what got me through the Lord of the Rings challenge. The biking was a huge boost. It was still fitness, it was still motion, so worked for me. But anyway, you've been watching Echoes the Color with Jeffery Morrison. Down below in the description, I put the main website link for Conqueror, as I've just been talking about. It's been a while. And I'll put a little note down that this is not available through Dreamer Designs anymore. The Colors of Life, that is. But feel free to check out the Diamond Art Club website. So I probably said at the beginning. And now I'll leave a note in the description as always. While we're making our way through this canvas. I have a long way to go. This is only the first column, and just me working the shifts I'm working. Only doing a couple whipping chats today because I'm on vacation, which is just like a rare thing to do too. So anyway, take care, all the best, and I will see you again sometime soon. Bye.